everyday sports. And we've got two teams who were AFC rivals for almost 25 years. We're just moments away from the action, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
It's known as one of the loudest stadiums in sports for a reason, and it'll only get louder as the collective 12th man starts cheering for their Seahawks. Welcome to Lumen Field in Seattle. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Here's Jason Myers to get this one going. And we're underway from Seattle. Trey Tucker to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So out head the Raiders for their first possession. They're brought out by someone who's kept the exact energy now as he had when he entered the league back in 2019. It's Gardner Minshew.
Kate, I don't know how many people know the story of Gardner Minshew and how close he was to becoming a GA and coaching. Mike Leach got on the phone with him and said, hey, why don't you take one more swing at this thing? Come out to Pullman, Washington, and lead my pirate ship. And all he did with that mustache was light the college football world on fire. And all he's been in the NFL with multiple organizations is that same spark plug that just makes something happen. Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he'll take this up to about the 34 before he stopped. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Play action, it's Minshew. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag.
Still 3rd down.
The penalty makes it 3rd and 8 here. Takes the handoff. Now Minshew. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send them off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing them up with a sack, well, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. So now it's the Seahawks' turn to take the field for the first time. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
When Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year, it was really hard to find another comp. You know, the NFL, we love to always compare and contrast guys from different eras or project them moving forward. But there just were not many stories like Geno Smith, who just waited and persevered a decade in the NFL before he flourished. But what came to life finally was just the arm strength, the accuracy, the playmaking ability that was there at West Virginia, and it just took some time and maybe a little love from Pete Carroll at that time to really elevate his confidence and elevate his game.
Second and 6 coming up here. A play fake. Now Smith to throw. Oh, he nearly starts the game off with a pick. Just couldn't hang on to it. Good defensive play, though, regardless. That's going to bring up third down.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Shotgun snap to Smith. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Fourth down punt from the Seahawks, and that means we're going to see Michael Dixon head on to send it skyward. Takes this in at the 25. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it'll be Raider football. They've got first down from the 31. Minshew looking to throw. He gets this to Michael Mayer. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And now they need to get 4 on third down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Third and short, here's Minshew. Dumped off to his running back. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for Raiders first.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. He gets this one to Myers. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Sticking in the air with Minshew. This is hauled in by Myers. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
New set of downs for him at the 38. A tight end in motion now. Up the middle they go with Madison. Has a lane inside the 25. And they'll finally bring him down at the 22. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Throwing on first is Minshew. That's caught at the 4. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And now they have a first and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Inside handoff goes to Madison. Is in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Seahawks nothing.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Trey Brown. Return's looking good so far. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. So Seattle retakes the field for their second series. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3-and-out to begin this game. The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. They go play action. Here's Smith. Connection made to Smith and Jigba. And he'll get it up to the 44.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, here's Smith. He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10 now. Here's Smith. He put everything he had into this one. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
This is Walker on 2nd. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. 7-0 is our score. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. About set for the 2nd quarter. Seahawks football here. They're looking at 3rd and 6 here. From the gun, Smith. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Michael Dixon on the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. He has it at the 13. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Raiders and Alexander Madison ready for another go on offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They go play action here. Flushed out of the pocket. Steps up, and he's running with it.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Minshew working from the gun. And that's nearly intercepted, but couldn't hang on. Just a harmless incompletion. It's 3rd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. From the shotgun, Minshew. Complete beyond the marker. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's a Vegas first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They're set up at the 35 now. First and 10, Minshew. Flush down now to it. Next time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
A quarterback clock. It is so important to play into position and playing it efficiently. You got to know, you got to have that clock in your head because that's enough time in this league to get rid of the ball. That's a lesson this QB's got to learn.
Offense to the line for second down. Trying again, following the sack. Has a man, it's Madison. They get 27 on the play. And that's good for a Raiders first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. The give now to Madison. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up second and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
They'll go right back to Madison. Oh, he drops a cut to the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And that's a Vegas first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Minshew on first down. He has it at the 5! He has the touchdown! So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders double their lead to 14.
Seahawks, nothing.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Brown with a return here. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Seahawks offense taking the field now. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go. Staying with Walker. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Throwing is Smith. That one's complete, right side. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Seahawks in their hurry-up offense. They need to get everyone to the line. Here's 2nd and 2. And that's completed right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside. Look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Smith on first down. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. And again, it's Smith. Complete to DK Metcalf. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First down, Smith to throw. Escapes the pocket. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks make it a one-score game before halftime. Geno Smith with a touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one splits the uprights. And the Seahawks chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. It's Amir Abdullah with the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Raiders and this running back headed back out for a new series. And they've gone to him as a receiver to complement his presence in the backfield, Brock, to some good early results. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. Here's Minshew. Has him on the quick hitter. And looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. He'll throw it. Complete here to Bowers. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. So at halftime, the Raiders fighting to an advantage on the road. That will send you from one end of the country all the way to the other. Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. It was a running back, Alexander Madison, who put together a solid first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Eskridge to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Seahawks sending their offense out to begin the third quarter. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Shotgun snap to Smith. Caught for big yards on the right side. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. It's Walker on the option. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Marcus Epps making the play. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Running with Walker again. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I'll tell you what, Kate, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
And he's going to get this to the 29 before he stopped. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Toss play. This is Walker. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. He even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
The Raiders bringing out a couple extra defensive backs for 3rd down. They're in the dime. Looking to throw, Smith. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
From the red zone now. And this is caught. It's a Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Myers to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks tie things up at 14. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Abdullah now to return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Raiders back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And this is an important drive to get momentum back after that touchdown tied things up. Throwing on first is Minshew. Caught. Trey Tucker makes the play. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. After after a good pickup. They're set up with 2nd and short. They go with Madison here. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Tackle made by Jaron Reed. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Hits him on the out route. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
2nd and 3 now. From the gun, a run for Madison. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Here's Madison again. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. Defense holds yet again, and now it's 4th and a yard.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. Got 46 on his 1st punch, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And there was nobody down there to get it. Punt hit at the 7, but continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks and wide receiver DK Metcalf set for another drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They go play action. Here's Smith. He fires one deep down the middle. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give them that 1st down. A play fake. Now Smith to throw. Vacates quickly left side. And he's dropped. They got there for the sack. And that brings us to the end of this 3rd quarter. We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. It's still a tie ball game, 14 points apiece as we get ready for the 4th. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Out left, and Lockett makes the grab. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. A give up the gut to Walker. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. From the gun, Smith. Caught by the open man. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Working inside the red zone. He has the catch, but no, he can't get down in bounds. Oh, Brock, it was nearly a touchdown, but they're going to say it's incomplete.
Gosh, I love how the receiver creates space from the defender, and even more so the concentration to make the catch.
Ooh, Mike McDonald not liking what he saw. The challenge flags hit the field.
Previous play is under review.
Well, we can see he made the catch. He definitely has possession, but did both of those feet hit down in the end zone?
Yeah, get that zoom button ready to go. Get the magnifying glass. Was there any green right between his feet and that end line? That's what they're going to be looking for in the replay booth.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
So the incompletion on 1st, here's 2nd and goal. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Any tackle for loss hurts, Kate, but they hurt that much more from a defensive back. Those guys typically are better in coverage, and you got to find a way to make them miss in the backfield.
Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, here's Smith. That heater is going to fall to the turf. Not on the same page with his tight end. And that brings up 4th and goal.
I'll tell you this, Kate, that's where you got to be on the same page with one another and get both ends of the play right to execute, both the protection and ultimately completing that ball. They certainly want that play call back.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Abdullah now to return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. First and 10, Minshew. Put the body on the line for his team. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for Raiders first.
That is all-out effort, Kate, to make the catch. Putting his body on the line, diving for the ball. He earned that reception. And some more targets are clearly coming his way in the future.
Here's Madison. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound a defense. But you get this game going right at the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Minshew on first down. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
Out of the gun, Madison. And he's going to fight his way forward for a modest pickup to the 43. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling, and they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
And the Seahawks adding an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. Looking to throw. Stiff arm success. And they get this down to the 28. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Minshew working from the gun. This ball's cut by Bowers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a pickup of 26. And that gives them 1st and goal.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Got that chip shot in their back pocket to tie it. A chance at the lead here first, though. 1st and goal. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Seattle. Raiders trail by a field goal. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. To the ground with Madison. Runs it in for the Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders jump in front late. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders take a 4-point lead.
17.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Eskridge on the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Seahawks offense running out now. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. He'll look to throw it. Trying to push it deep downfield. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Setting up to pass. Walker hauls it in. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
Throwing now. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Now to throw. And to force it on 4th, and it's intercepted. picked off by Marcus Epps. And this one may be out of reach now because the defense comes through with 6. Well, they had to try something there on 4th down, but that throw played right into what the defense was anticipating, Brock, and they make it hurt that much worse by taking the turnover back for 6.
Hey, I'm all for these great group celebrations, and, I'm not Captain No Fun, but one of these times I'd like to see that player run that football over to the D coordinator who predicted that play was coming and really made the right call to create that opportunity.
Carlson now to add one more. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders drive their lead to 11.
Seahawks 17.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Eskridge on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. Now Smith coming off that pick. And a man is there to knock that away. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And it sets up 2nd down.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Back to the air, it's Smith. Pass complete to Walker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of down. Only one timeout remaining. They've got to work quickly here. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Smith. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. An incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
And again, it's Smith. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Here he is to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. To throw. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. So it's a road win for the Raiders in this one. Well, as they celebrate to the boos of the home crowd, I'm sure you're having flashbacks, buddy. It's got to be music to their ears, hearing those fans voice their displeasure.
It is so sweet, Kate, when you win on the road for a couple reasons. Yeah, I do remember. I remember silencing those road crowds. There's no better feeling than to hear, those boos and those cheers and all that noise just silenced because you beat them in their building. You know the other great sound? The plane ride home. Those are some of the greatest memories you have to celebrate that road victory and a whole road trip home to take it all in.